So, Mika, I remember when a few months back I approached you and Leah as part of my team members in the Business Council for Marriott East Europe to come up with a nice project just to make sure that Marriott goes out of hotel business in a sense that other people should be interested in it. And you suggested podcast. And I was very, very surprised. But here we go. Now we are sitting here and let me know what your thoughts are for the moment.
For me, it was like some curiosity things because I really do love podcasts. I mean, I think something which is very popular right now in Kazakhstan and for our generation might be podcast. And it's not that way as we used to listen for. So it's a little bit different. Same in the video, really nice, good quality. And it was actually my dream to do sometimes or to be the person who will sit and will be interviewed in the podcast or to be a host. And actually, I'm super happy that you give me this kind of opportunity to show, at least to try on something.
Okay.
So yeah, and I want to tell about, so I didn't tell you before because I want to tell it this one today. So you will know that it was my dream actually.
So I never had anything to do with podcasts, but I know my wife sometimes is listening to one and we flew a few months back somewhere and she was asking me to listen to a podcast. I found it interesting and easy to absorb. So once again, thank you very much that you had this idea. I would never have thought about it. It's a new generation thing also. And yeah, let's go and start.
Let's start. So it's the first time you have the interview?
Interviews I had, not so many, but certainly no podcast.
No podcast.
No.
So let's try. Same as for me. So let's try how it will go.
So we need to help each other now.
Yeah, let's do that. So actually so the topic we don't have this topic kind of thing for our today's podcast, but at the same time, I would like to know why you chose hospitality industry. What was the most attractive thing in hospitality industry?
It sounds maybe funny for you, but I get this question very often because we are doing orientation for all our new ladies and gentlemen starting in hotel. And one of the questions for sure is how come you started in hospitality? And the story is not that special, I think, but maybe worth to share. So I'm coming from a military family and somehow I'm the first one who said, I don't want to be in this kind of business. And an uncle brought me a summer job during my school time in a very luxury hotel in Germany, where I'm coming from. And I worked there for 2 weeks in room dining. And this is how somehow the whole thing started with hotel business.
So during your school time, so it was like 16, 17?
I was 16, 15, 16, yeah.
So this 2 weeks made you to come up with the idea to stay in the hotel industry?
Yeah, you know, I'm not from a luxury background as such, but this hotel was the most expensive that time in Germany. And I have seen things that I never saw before in my life. So, you know, big cars, very expensive food. People were drinking champagne. They paid so much money for being there. And I was fascinated about this whole thing. I knew I cannot afford it, but somehow I think I started to want to be part of this life. And this is how I end up in luxury hospitality.
I really love this word, to be part of this luxury. So it means somehow you were making your path by your own. So, and then after, how you came up being in the Ritz-Carlton, because you're in the Ritz-Carlton, you're like veteran of the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I have some age now, and it's true. I'm actually now 30 years in hospitality, and I still cannot believe how fast the time is flying. I make it short. So I learned the profession in the same hotel where I worked during my school time. It was called Specialist of Restaurants.
So it's more Ausbildung, right?
Ausbildung,
yeah,
exactly. On the way, I learned things that I think I needed to be successful in the business. For example, I had to go to Scotland or to England to learn the language. My first language is German, and I understood to be successful, I have to go abroad. So I went there. From there, I went to Switzerland to save up some money. Salaries are still, and they used to be very good in Switzerland. And I used this money to study in Cornell University in the US, just for a short period. However, everything they were teaching was about Ritz-Carlton. I never heard about Ritz-Carlton in my life before, but I found it fascinating. Everything they spoke and explained, the employee promise, the motto, the credo. It spoke to me, and I never had this before in any hotel I worked. So I didn't lose to follow Ritz-Carlton or to try to get into Ritz-Carlton. And a year after Cornell, I was successful. I joined the Ritz-Carlton in Wolfsburg in Germany. And since then, this is 24 years ago, I never left the brand.
I know that the most like favorite question during the orientation, like the another one, is like, which hotel was the most interested for you? I'm not going to ask this way, but I would like to know. Yeah. Because as you're always selling, there is a good thing, there is a bad thing, as everywhere. But I would like to know, like maybe your journey. For example, we know your journey in the Ritz-Carlton, but we would like to know the journey, like other people, how you started with the position maybe. Because for me, this one is most interesting. I know how many hotels, but I don't know about it. I
mean, I only can explain how it worked for me. That doesn't mean it works for everyone. But I have seen many CVs where they got along the same way and they were also successful. So I started as a bellboy. So it's called the basic job, but I think one of the most important. I was taking luggage to the rooms. I was parking cars. I walked with dogs around the small lake. I had to buy things in the shop for the guests because they didn't want to go there themselves. And this is where it started. And it's called rooms division. So I grew up in rooms division, from there to reception and night shift and these kind of things. So I think it's important to share that if you are a good operator, you should know all the jobs somehow in the hotel. It's impossible to know them all 100%. But you should know the basics, because sooner or later you are responsible for the teams who are carrying out the job. And it's always an advantage to know what they really do every day, in and out.
So in this case, like you were telling that you have so many paths in your, like only in the room division, so many years. But at the same time, if you had this kind of idea why you have stayed in the Ritz-Carlton for so long, and I think you were the most loyal person for the Ritz-Carlton.
Thank you.
I mean, really, because there is a lot of people, even me, right? I love Ritz-Carlton, but I have changed to the Marriott, and I came back like from the premium back to luxury, but still I have tried myself in some things. But you are in a Ritz-Carlton from the start until now.
Well, I stick to Marriott and Ritz-Carlton especially because, looking back all these years, they took really good care of me. I never felt that they let me down. I never felt that they want to take advantage. It was always mutual agreements, and it was the advantage for both parties. So for the employer and me, the employee. And the most important thing, wherever I went, and I worked now in 8 or 9 Ritz-Carltons in the Middle East and in Europe, the culture of Ritz-Carlton is working everywhere, regardless of age, of religion, of history, other backgrounds. The culture works. And I was fortunate enough to be in very successful properties. And that's the proof for me. Why should I try something else when it's proven to be good all the time? I like it this way, with our culture, with our lineups every day, with taking care of our ladies and gentlemen, our employees. I just like this, to create new things within. But this gives me a lot of satisfaction.
So this one was from the first day that you joined to the Ritz-Carlton. For example, as for training manager, for me, so interested what you felt in the first day when you joined to the Ritz-Carlton. Do you remember?
I still remember, because I had to travel. I lived somewhere else when I went to Wolfsburg to start my job. I also went to orientation, and they did it very emotional. But what is still in my mind is I was allowed to stay in the hotel room overnight, because the orientation, like with us, it's 2 days. But I stayed in the hotel. I couldn't travel back home. It was too long. And when I entered the room, it was fascinating. Obviously a luxury room. It was really nice, but they were playing the promotional video of Ritz-Carlton. And this is all about feelings, emotions. I had goosebumps. And I spoke to my friends when I went home. I said, you will not believe how I felt when I was in this hotel and when I saw this video, and it was so much me. And that was the beginning, and it never disappeared. It never disappeared.
This feeling of the goosebumps and the feeling of the luxury.
I would say the emotional connection. It caught me and never let me going away again.
Actually, I agree with you that much, because I remember still my first orientation here. Like I was 18 years old girl, but still now I'm like doing orientation every month. And in every month when I'm seeing this video, I'm like, it is what I love the most here.
No, but I guess it's the same for you, because I remember you left our property to go for study.
Yeah.
But you came back. So there must be a reason.
Of course. Yeah. Then the reason is, as you said, I felt this thing of being in a luxury, and it was a little bit, I would not say that it's hard to work in other way, but I just missed this vibe of being in the Ritz-Carlton and here in the Ritz-Carlton Almaty.
Hotel people are different. Yeah, when I tell this to my family and my friends, the things we do, and sometimes the working hours and the ideas we have, then they cannot really follow or understand. But
but
people like us, we like it, we enjoy it. It's sometimes crazy, yes, but it's also very satisfying.
I think this one is not making us to feel yourself old. So you feel always yourself young, because you need to be with the young generation. You need to be in line with everyone, because there is a trends, or how we always say in Ritz-Carlton, the innovation is our currency, right?
Yeah.
And this kind of thing is super hard, because if you will not be innovative, you'll drag yourself down. So,
and the competition is very strong. So you need to change with your guests and sometimes with the trends. However, the philosophy, as I said, for the last 24 years for me, it stays the same. Be nice, use the guest name, try to help the guest as much as possible, and convince them to be emotionally engaged with you. This is never changing, I guess, even with the young generation.
I agree with you. But you said so in these 24 years, but I remember that the Ritz-Carlton wasn't at that time like one fully the part of the Marriott International. So there is a question, as a person who saw how Ritz-Carlton became 100% part of the Marriott International, what have been changed during this time?
This I actually learned from Marriott. When I joined, Marriott owned 49% of Ritz-Carlton, and I was within the phase when Marriott bought the rest of the shares. So it became part of Marriott fully. And there I learned how important finance is in business, in any business. So Marriott is, as you know, super strong and super strict with rules, regulation, and the financial setup. But that's the reason we are now the largest hotel company in the world. So being Ritz-Carlton, where we have the empowerment and we spend the money, yes, we know it comes back, but maybe a little bit later. But Marriott really was helping Ritz-Carlton, in my eyes, to be financially solid, to make it business valuable much more than it used to be. And this is the biggest change I have seen. But Marriott also has the people culture, so there's not so much difference.
So in the culture, you didn't feel any difference between when they mixed, right?
No, I like Marriott until now. We have over 30 brands, and Marriott makes sure that each brand keeps this identity. Yeah. And yes, a lot Ritz-Carlton was the first one somehow, and some gets not copied, but some gets adapted in culture. But I like the differences in all our brands, because it serves any taste. So if you like it fresh and modern, you go to another brand. If you like it a little bit more traditional or super luxury, Marriott will have the brand for you. And Marriott takes good care of each brand to keep it a little bit separate in many ways. So guests will feel the difference when they stay.
To have their unique, I would say, flavor of each brand. Yeah, I think this one...
Not everybody likes to drive the same car. Some needs to be faster, some needs to be more comfortable. So Marriott has it all. All our decisions, empowering our ladies and gentlemen and making good things or creating good things for our guests, it's an investment and it needs to be obviously legal, but it's something that should in the future grow the business and the revenue. And this is why a business needs to be, or why a business is successful. And Marriott certainly is.
As I understood that you get your management position, how was the first feeling of being in a management position when you held this first position?
That's an interesting question. I never thought about it because the responsibility was growing naturally. So when I was part of the team, I always tried to get a little bit more tasks because I wanted to learn something and maybe, yes, I wanted to be a little bit different to my peers. But with new projects, new responsibilities, even for team members, came automatically, and I never really thought about it. It came naturally, and now we are over 300 ladies and gentlemen in our property. Mm-hmm. And but I have good team members. I cannot take care of every single one every day, every minute. So the structure we have is very, very strong, and I know that somehow everybody is taken care of.
Of their own job, right? You mean where they're working?
Where they're working, yeah. Yes, because they have somebody to talk to, they have team members, they have supervisors, they have manager. So, and everything is set up to keep them happy. So everybody is somehow touched and taken care of.
So you mean you have this kind of people also who give more tasks for you? Mm-hmm. There is like, but what about, do you have like, maybe no names, but still there is a people who made you to feel that you're a leader? So I mean, still now I'm questioning how people are getting to know that they are a leader. And we can say, and everyone in the hotel actually, that you're our true leader, that the person who never goes like outside of us, but always near to us and always know everything is what's happening. And we feel kind of safe. Yeah, for where you are here, right? No, right. So just think about this when you will be on a vacation. Okay. We're safer with you in every aspect of the life. So yeah, how you understood that you want to be a leader in this way?
I never wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I guess I was lucky with the circumstances. Somebody trusted me to give me responsibility. But if you ask me the way I think of a leader, I think a leader needs to behave the same way in the job than at home. So at home, obviously, you want to take care of your family members and of the ones who love you. So you will be honest, you will try your best all the time, you will give support if somebody is down. And I do exactly the same in the job. And by not changing who I am and the way I act, I think the ladies and gentlemen can feel it. And our business is a people business, and it's all about emotions. So if you feel safe with me, that means the way I explain something to you or I ask you for advice is genuine. And that's why you might consider the things I'm saying, okay, I will follow this, it makes sense. And as I said, for me, it's no difference at home and in the job. It needs to be genuine and trustworthy, and then it will work. People will feel if you are true or not.
Mm. So yeah, this word of the genuine is I think the most important. But I do have this kind of another question. It's like you said that you're the same at work and at home. The same way, genuine. But have you changed, like if there was some impact of working in the Ritz-Carlton and the Marriott for so many years, or let's say in the hospitality industry itself, that it formed from you another person? Have you thought like, maybe if I would stay in a military family, or I will go to the engineering or mechanics, like there?
So what I learned with the years for sure is not, you say it, jumping the gun. That means, I'm not acting right away. Maybe the situations seem to be urgent and people around me are nervous and they don't know what to do. But with the years, I learned, you need to get a step back. You need to think about it. You need to observe. You need to use your experience. Did you have the situation before? Obviously, then it's very helpful. But I learned that, many things take some time. And then either the solution comes automatically or you are much more, you thought about it and your decision is much more comprehensive because, you gave it time, you observed it, and then I acted or I decided something. And this I learned with the years. In the beginning, everything need to be done very quickly, very fast. But I learned it's not really necessary all the time.
But have you learned something from your elder son that he now is also studying?
Absolutely. And this goes in the direction of a new generation, right? Because I know we prepared one question for the new generation. So my son is now a little bit over 20. And he also decided to go in hospitality without my influence. I asked him once the question, for which company you would like to work. Obviously, his whole life, somehow he was able to stay in some Ritz-Carlton hotels. He had a great vacation and he knows the standards and he is enjoying it like all our guests. So I was expecting I want to work for Ritz-Carlton, but this was not his answer. And this is the main thing I learned with this new generation is he said, I want to work for a company that having the same values that I have. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I heard because we never spoke like this in the family or for future planning. So, but these were his words. And this is what I learned with the new generation, the same value as I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now even I thought about this.
It's 3-4 months ago that we spoke about it. Yes.
Maybe I wouldn't say that maybe my age is a generation that, but I don't feel myself in that way. And actually most of time we're thinking of to be more like, to be liked by company, but I should like the company.
Yes.
And I think,
okay. That's an interesting part. Yes.
Yeah. Because most of the time I'm like, oh, if I will be aligned to my company, that's the great thing. Because we have somehow a dream. Yes. Like even we will take out the hospitality industry. For example, there is a big four for analytic peoples. There is like SAP people, like who is learning engineering, mechatronics and everything. They're going to SAP, right? And here I first time thought about, why I need to be liked only. I need also like the place where I work.
Yeah. It's interesting, no?
That's the interesting one.
Yeah. And going in this direction further, see, there are so many initiatives that Marriott, obviously Ritz-Carlton also is doing to attract the new generation. And I was connecting it with my son's comment. I give you a simple example. It is so important now to have products that are for recycling or sustainable products in our bathrooms. So the whole company changed it just recently, a few years back. The initiative started and now it's done. Also the sources, like for our food items, for our restaurants, it should be more and more locally produced. And because the ways of delivery, you cannot fly all the items half around the world and do something bad for the environment. So these are the values my son has. And if a company is following them or has the same values and the same initiatives, he would be obviously much more attracted to work for this company rather than the way around. So Mika, let me ask you a question then. See, I know that our working hours sometimes are a little bit strange. It can be stressful. I know that sometimes guest requests are difficult to handle. I know there are stressful situations amongst team members because the business is demanding different ways. So why are you still in hotel business?
I think that I didn't do anything that much a lot. I need to learn a lot more because maybe for other people, if I would say that I'm in the hospitality industry like almost 5 years, like even it's not more, but they're like, wow, 5 years. Like, but in 5 years, I didn't learn anything because maybe I first time never thought about of the being in a leadership position, but I want to learn even more things like how, for example, as you know, I was in the finance department and I came to the rooms department. Now in the HR, some maybe years later, maybe I will try myself in the sales, marketing, even housekeeping, because for example, housekeeping and laundry is still my gestalt that it didn't close yet. And I want to try myself everywhere because just I feel that I found my place. Because when you said about the values of your elder son, I thought, what about my values? And I'm like, oh, I'm just lucky enough that I came to the company whose values like perfectly aligns with my values. Because I'm just lucky, and I don't want to go somewhere. Even I didn't sometimes feel that I over time. Yes, I had to have overtime. It's so easy to work with right people in the right place in the right time. And maybe I heard a lot of things. Like when I came first time to the Ritz-Carlton in an internship, it's like, how come you came there? I thought that there was only like working people who finished very famous, like strong universities. And I had this question, and can you imagine? I found this answer maybe a year ago when I was like, yes, when I was in Germany. And I'm like, oh, wow, I know why. Because we're so different. We have so many different backgrounds. And because of that, we're interesting. We're not like robots who are all like, they know one standards, they have one background, they have one like mindset. No, they're so different people, and you're learning from everyone. Because even like service value number 8, just for information, yeah, it's like my favorite because I can feel that this culture is true. It's not only written, but it's always perfectly working every day. And if you're listening a lot, if you see a lot, if you're putting attention a lot, you're learning every day more things. And for me, it's the best thing.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of interesting things. See, hotel business is not only check-in, check-out, and cleaning rooms. You already work now in 3 departments, but there are so many more. We have engineers, we have hygiene, we have specialists for beverages, we have HR, obviously, we have finance. So hotel business, in my opinion, covers a lot of other businesses. So if you are not particularly interested to be with guests 8 hours of your shift, but you are interested in numbers, there is a place for you in a hotel, in any hotel. So, and this is what I liked also. I had so many projects and things to look at. They, in the first glance, have nothing to do with hotels, but by learning it or by doing it, it felt so interesting, and the time has passed quickly. So every day I also go to the job, and it's not like, after 5 hours, when can I go? There are so many different things I look at, I need to handle or talk to our ladies and gentlemen. The time is flying. And this is a big difference that we have to other businesses. Every day it's something different, and you never know what comes across you.
I agree with you. You know, ADHD. Have you heard this word?
Help me.
It's like a generation dead word when person cannot sit in one place, they're changing their mind very fastly, or they cannot focus in one thing for a long time. And there's a lot of more I can send you later. So I think when you were talking about the hospital and me too, this work is like perfect place for the people who have the ADHD. Can you imagine? You were staying on a reception every day. You were talking, like you were working, then talking with the guests, working back and talking, even in a finance department. There is, I think, not in every finance department in other industries, people are there just like sitting, working, and look to our finance department. They're in the calls, they're talking with the guests.
They're everywhere.
They're like, yes, like guests are everywhere in our life. Even you are not working immediately with the guest. For example, you are not front of the house, but still you are communicating with the guest. And this work is like super good for these people who cannot sit in one place.
Yeah, I understand.
This day will be very different from another day. And that's the perfect thing ever.
Guaranteed.
For me. So because of that, I love this work.
Okay.
So, yeah. And, but at the same time, I think the another thing that I stay here, it's maybe empowerment. And how you think, how we're empowering this one, I didn't find the question yet. How person is coming first day to the work and they feel that they can do wow story for our guests, that they can handle their some cases of the guest, and how they can understand this one. Why I'm not running to my manager or my supervisor, and why I'm not asking them, oh, can you please help me? There is a guest, like, for example, let's say shouting, right? I don't know. Can you tell me this one?
Yeah, I can tell you where I believe the empowerment came from, because that was one of the most important points when Ritz-Carlton was founded and the culture was driven. When you, for example, call an insurance company or a bank and you ask them for help, very often it takes a long time. And they are telling, I need to ask my manager, right? And you are sitting there and you are waiting and nobody takes care of you. So the empowerment that we are practicing and we are doing every day is not to make the guest wait. So the guest should feel, oh, the person I talk to is able to help me now. And this is the other side. If you are a lady and a gentleman employed with us, you do not need to ask your manager for approval. You feel as a full function person. So you can take matters in your own hand and you need to act that the guest is satisfied and the guest is taken care of. So I think it's a benefit for both. The guest is helped right away. They don't need to wait and the solution is hopefully done quickly. But as an employee, you feel you are valuable and you are independent, because this is what I am asking you to do. Take care of the guest. Nothing else is more important. All this administration stuff, including finance, by the way, comes later. We will take care of it. But your most important point to be in the job is taking care of our guests. Period.
Taking care of the guest. So actually that's the main thing that, yes, right? Which is the Cesar Reed's first like said that the guest is always right and like put the guest needs first, what we are talking about. So what do you think, how it comes that for so many years we have the same values, but we still with like in generation? Because you already told about, right? About the options, some that other people need, the sustainability things. But what about in the culture that we still in this part of the world, we can work easily about the culture? Why it's same, but people still like it?
I think the culture represents what you should get taught at home. And it starts with, hopefully your mother told you, do not go out of the house without brushing your teeth. Mm-hmm. Have a look to your clothes. Are you looking clean and representative? So these basic things are the same in our culture. We only ask our ladies and gentlemen to greet the guest and smile all the time. Hopefully using the guest name, because this is more personal. We teach our ladies and gentlemen to take care of the product, the asset we call. So do not go with your housekeeping trolley against the wall or scratch something that is broken or the doors are not usable anymore, because at home you will take care of your door and your wall also. You will not destroy it. So I think the culture is working everywhere in the world because we're only asking to practice what your parents at home should have taught you when you were little. Just continue the same. Be nice, greet the people around you, try to help, and take good care of the place you are working in. I think this is summarizing it a little bit.
Yeah, but at the same time, what do you think? If the non-empathic people can work in this industry?
Which people?
Non-empathic. They don't have empathy to other people.
I think there are ways, but to be honest, it will be a little bit more difficult. Because we are hiring characters. We are not hiring education. There are many jobs where you need a certain education, but for me, when I pick a candidate, it's important that the human factor is fitting also. It's the most important. And not fitting only for guests, it also needs to fit perfectly for the team. Because if a team is dysfunctioning, then the service cannot be provided. And if the service is not be provided in the right way, the guest will question, why do I need to pay so much money for it? And then the whole system is not working. So liking people or trying to help other people is the most important in our business. And this should be a character if you are interested in hospitality, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's so. In this way, I have another one.
Yeah, sure.
No, really. Because, for example, if I'm a candidate, what should I know to be part of the Marriott International or Ritz-Carlton? So, what you will search for? You said the empathy, the character. What kind of other things you would like to see in people who will work with you?
It sounds very simple, but maybe very funny also. The way I look at it is just be yourself. Don't try to impress. Don't try to make yourself more important or showing a character that it's not really in you. Just be yourself. And I think 75% of the time, this is what we are looking for, because we need genuine ladies and gentlemen, genuine behavior, genuine talking, and with the right values, you are a candidate for us.
So, for example, right now, let's say I'm a person who will watch for this podcast, and I will think, I want to find some kind of things right now from you that other people, while they will listen for this podcast, will know, oh, I think I am a good match for this company.
So, Mika, we spoke about community footprints a little bit. We touched upon it. So help me. You are a part of the HR team, who is obviously the champion and the driver of our community footprint actions. Remind me, what do we do?
Actually, I think I'm just a kind person who really want to help for everyone. And I don't know about other countries. For example, right now, Kazakhstan is just developing and helping to other people. But when I was in university time, it wasn't that much of the organization who can make a help. And the first day, once again, orientation. I was sitting in orientation, HR team came and they started explaining what is the community footprints and which is the take care. I was that shocked. I said, I want to be the first person who will be assigned for that. And maybe we said that you should love people, or you should just love everything which is surrounding you. And here, what we are doing, it's a lot. Actually, we're helping, first of all, to the people. And we know there is so many ladies with the kids who can stay without the house.
They are the seniors or the veterans.
Yes, the veterans, of course. There is the people who is just like maybe state, they are sick, and we're going to them just to make them happy.
Entertain them,
just, and actually we're not doing a lot of things. We're just sitting with them, we're talking with them, we're playing. We are showing the same genuine care that we are showing to our guests, the same way to the people whom we visit. Or, for example, this month, I have sent yesterday that this month we're helping to the people who are working, street workers. Why? Because it's so hot outside. And this idea came up to me when I go to the Yesentay and came back to the 2 minutes. And I was thinking, wow, it's so hot outside. I want to help other people. We talked with the ladies. We talked with the community footprints team. And they're like, oh, in this case, let's go to and help. Just give water or lemonade. We will make ourselves lemonade. We'll give them, and they will be at least happy. That's the thing that we really like. The animals, which is very important. I think sometimes we need to explain to other people how it's important it is, and how to you need to be nice not only to
You go
human
to
being.
the pet shelter
Yeah.
on a regular
When
basis,
we're
right?
going to the pet shelter this month, we're going to pet shelter once again. We try our best actually to go there, to donate all things that we can. What I really love, it's not only coming from HR, and it's not driven only from HR, because I know a lot of companies are doing. But here, for example, we're posting it in our CTQ, which is our magazine, right? And then after everyone, oh, you're going to the pet shelter. Can I bring you this thing? Can I bring you that thing? Actually, I do have the, for example, very old thing, but I'm a little bit shy. Can I show you? If it's fine, can you bring them? And I'm so happy every time to hear this way. Or our wish tree, right?
During Christmas time.
During the Christmas time, I think that's the best initiative ever. Because just
This is when the children put their wish on the tree, and either guest or we as a hotel team, we pick it up and then we make the wish come true.
Actually, it's even more sacral. We ask them to write. We are picking up. When we are picking up, we're already playing with them.
Yeah.
We are making this tree with our housekeeping team together. And it's not, once again, work of only one department, which is HR. In the ground, our guest services reception is helping us because they are tracking it. They are promoting to the guests. And the promoters are not only the front of the house. Even I see how the sales team telling to their clients, finance team, they're doing the same. And I love how we are doing in this direction. And at the end, for example, when we're bringing with the guest and our guests, I think they're in another level. When they knew about this, and they're like, oh, can we go together with you? And they're so happy when we're saying yes. They're going together. Sometimes these guests bringing even more presents that they supposed to. Yes, they brought us, but they will bring even more because they want to make these people happy. And maybe I love not our hotel, the brand itself, not only because of people who's working, but people with whom I am working, how they understand. And for example, my favorite one actually, it was the lecture, if you remember, Urs and I. So we are talking, so you talked about the sustainability a lot. We know about the sustainability a lot, but the kids, they don't know about the, like, for example, what their parents are doing. So we did the lecture for the kids of our ladies and gentlemen. They came, they understood what does it mean, and we made the game. Of course, the kids, they need to have the game to understand, right? They had competition. And we have the program in Almaty, Ecocen. They're taking a lot of the plastic, everything actually. And there was the goal to redo the recycle. Much plastic as you can, as much as you can. And that worked really nice. We give them like presents, and the kids, they said, now I heard the comments. So because of that, I'm telling about this. And I'm like, Mika, I love this project, the lecture, but now my kids are angry when I'm putting the plastic to the, just not to the recycle, but they are saying, Mom, you remember they told us you cannot do that. You need to separate. And I'm like, I'm happy for that I can be somehow influence kids who can be elder, and then it will be easier for them.
Yeah. As I mentioned, I started Ritz-Carlton in Germany, and this culture of taking care of the community was completely new for me as well. And I thought it's an American company, and that's why they take they put so much emphasis on it. But with the years, I learned how valuable it is. And from the company perspective, I think it's important when we operate in different parts of the world, actually all over the world we are. It's not only there to make business and to earn money. It's also important, what do you give back? Yeah, you want to be accepted in the society, in the community of each country. And one of the most valuable way is to contribute, to help the society, to take care of the environment, and have a lot of initiatives. And as you know, our hotel, I think we are the first hotel with Green Key certificate. We last week received the renewal, and I'm very proud of it. It seemed to be a little bit difficult in the beginning because Green certificate is so much more. It's not only separating the waste. How do we buy? Where do we buy our items? There's so much things they touch upon, and I'm very proud. But it shows how the company, which is a global player, is driving this all over the world. And I think we have a good influence in all the places where we are operating. I see this here in Kazakhstan and Almaty very nicely, and it brings actually a lot of satisfaction also. Yeah, many things our ladies and gentlemen, they do, but they don't talk about it. But the society knows, oh, these are the employees of the Ritz-Carlton, and I think it's well perceived and helps us as well. Maybe a little bit for the business, but much more for the reputation. I think the most important is check what your values are. And then you compare it with what Marriott and Ritz-Carlton has to offer. And if this is matching, like in your case, then you should pass by. You should send your CV. We should have a conversation. HR is ready anytime. I'm ready anytime if you want to. But we should together look into if hospitality, and especially Marriott and Ritz-Carlton, is something for you in the future. And if this podcast is somehow bringing hospitality and our business closer and more understandable to people in the world, and then I think we achieved a lot, because we need new ladies and gentlemen. We need the new generation, because what we are doing is right. What we are doing is nice and satisfying. But we need the new workforce, and we are looking forward to welcome whatever your character is.
We need new ideas.
Correct.
So thank you very much, Alexander. Actually, I want to ask how you would like to finish and what you want to say to our... Yeah.
And I think I did already.
Yeah, you did already, and I'm super happy for that. And that was amazing, actually. Then it was very flow. Hope we will see each other once again in the podcast. Of course, we're seeing each other every day, but still, I hope that our podcast will be interesting enough for other ladies and gentlemen who is watching for us, or as I said, if you would like to plan your next trip, that will be a very interesting part for you. And hope our sister hotels all over the Central Asia and the Caucasus will be very also happy to be part of our interesting initiative.
Thank you once again for allowing me to be the first guest ever, so I can put this in my CV. But I know there's a huge interest from other properties already around our area, around East Europe. And I also look forward to watch their podcast and
to find something new.
The future is bright. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.